Hi guys, West Country Explorer here. As you can see behind me, it's the Priory Church of St Mary's, Wareham, and this is where I'm going to start doing a 2-day pilgrimage walk, about 30 odd miles from Wareham to Shaftesbury. As I said in my last video I did, I think it was Thursday evening, this walk, it commemorates the body of King Edward being moved from Wareham to Shaftesbury in 979, a year after he was killed at Corfe Castle in 978. And it starts here at the Priory. Now Amy's kindly just dropped me off this morning and she's on her way home now, and as I got here they were starting to unlock the church, so I'll be able to go in and do a bit of recording, well hopefully do a bit of recording inside, but I can go inside anyway and sort of start my walk from the inside of the church and then sort of make my way back towards Shaftesbury and get there sometime tomorrow. Well guys, I'm going to enjoy this walk. I hope you enjoy watching the video. It is believed that when King Edward was unceremoniously buried in Wareham back in 978, he was buried at this church, which was in it first built. There was a church here back in the 8th century, so that's why the walk starts here. And unsurprisingly, what with it being a priory church, has been around for a long time. It's got a massive, great big graveyard. I mean, where the bit I'm in is only a small part of the graveyard. At some point, Amy and I are going to have to come down to Wareham for a day trip, because there's a lot of history to this town. I mean, this Priory Church deserves a video in its own right, and I can get another video out of the church town, or the Wareham town centre, I reckon. Oh, helicopter up there somewhere, there you go. And Corfe Castle, that's about 4 miles down the road, so you could incorporate the two into a day trip. Do a video of Corfe Castle as well. Anyway guys, on with the walk. Right, down here to the keep. Oh, little market thing going on, that's right. Oh. Well, that's quite nice. Town centre up there. It's a lovely, glorious day. Good day for walking. Come across here. It's a good start. It's a good start. Got the town pound here. Medieval area used for keeping stray animals. I think it dates back to the 9th century, 800s. Obviously not used nowadays as a pound. There you go. A little section of the old town walls. This would have been like back when, I suppose, what, yeah, well, pre-10th century I guess these are, I think. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. This is the west walls for Wareham. Doesn't take long to get from the Priory Church to the countryside. We're at the Wareham Common, and these are the little signpost markers that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for, as well as following the map and all the rest. Just over there in the distance is Wareham Forest, so I'll be walking through that in a little while. Quite a big forest looking at the map. There's quite a few woods and forests along the way, so I reckon I should easily find somewhere to wild camp tonight, all being well. One way or another I'll find somewhere to camp tonight. Even by a main road, there's an absolute abundance of birdsong. It really struck me as I walked under the tunnel and came out this side. I don't know why, but I'm just surprised at how much birdsong there is right next to a main road. But here, as you can see ahead, we're getting onto a proper country lane. Still so close to Wareham, but it's just amazing countryside. Oh, I tell you guys, being out in the countryside like this, it does the soul good, I think. I'm definitely a country boy at heart. Can't beat it, the countryside, personally. Oh, can hear a train up ahead. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. Soon be going under the railway line. I know some people prefer city life, which is fair enough. Not for me personally, but you know, each to their own. Each to their own. We will be St Edward's Way does follow Wareham Forest Way for a bit. But look at this, guys. I'm going to bring you down here. I mean, look at this. Ain't this so amazing? Lovely, lovely. Just come past West Mills, across this little bridge, and now gonna, in a second or two, come under the railway line. And again, birdsong. Oh, look at that view. Look at it. Oh. Right. St Edward's Way, pointing off direction there. Alright. Well, within barely an hour of walking, I've gone from a town centre, priory church, to open countryside, to this little bit of woodland. I'll never grow tired of the English countryside. Never. I remember a few years back, probably about 2009, 10, 11, 12 roughly, for about 2 or 3 years, I'd regularly go on a January holiday with my parents. This is when I was still single and that, so before I met Amy. And we'd go to either the south coast of Spain or the south coast of Portugal. They were lovely countries to visit. They are lovely countries. But the countryside in Spain and Portugal, to my mind personally, just doesn't compare to the English countryside. But I suppose I'm a bit biased, being an Englishman. I suspect the Spanish and Portuguese prefer their countryside to the English countryside. I don't know. But I do love the English countryside. Here I am at the top of Woolbarrow Hill Fort. Some amazing views from up here. Little bit of a breeze, not too strong. So yeah, I mean, just blue skies in the middle of September. And a bit of sunshine up there. Lovely, lovely. Have a little stop here, have a bit of a drink and all the rest. Very nice indeed. That's quite a nice little place. Methodist Lane Cottage. Kind of place I'd like to live. Well, if that being called Methodist Lane Cottage, I wonder if this was a Methodist lane then. Some connection to Methodists, maybe, I'm guessing. Up along a little bridle way now. So, just come through a little squippy hamlet type place called East Bloxworth, I think it was. On my way to some of the Winterbourne villages. So, about 3 miles away from Winterbourne, Kingston, something like that. I don't know if the camera's picking them up. There's some pheasants on the way here. Oh, that one up ahead. Oh, they've gone into the hedgerow now. One is, yep. Just gone into there. Probably hear them. I was hoping they'd kind of fly up. They'd flown up into the trees and that would have made a nice shot. This little bridle way is known as Morden Lane. I'm guessing, sort of back in previous centuries, this would have sort of been in pretty regular use by sort of like people who lived in the area, the sort of various sort of villagers, farm labourers, those kind of people. I see we've got, as you can see, hedgerows on either side and sort of walking amongst the fields and that. So yeah, this would have been, probably back in previous centuries, this would have been to them a modern day road, you know, sort of like history's equivalent of a like modern day road. And I just can't help but wonder sort of about the kind of people that have used a lane like this, sort of who they were, what they did for a living and all the rest. I mean, even a bridle way like this has got history to it. So there would be the A31 there, just on the other side of that edge. You can hear the traffic trundling away, rumbling away. I crossed the A31 a minute or two ago, but the route takes us along here, along this little trackway. According to the directional instructions that I'm following, this trackway is known as White Lane. So, guessing again, this probably be one of these tracks that in previous centuries would have been regularly used by the local population. I mean, as you travel along on the A31, going from A to B about your sort of daily business, there's no way you'd know about this track unless you were a local who knew a lot about the local area. But like I said, it's one of those lanes that would have been used in the past and for various reasons fallen out of use and become forgotten by everyone other than sort of local people and sort of ramblers like me. So there you go. Just a bit further along the track, we've got the open fields. As you can see, it's a bit more enclosed here. Feels almost like a secret tunnel. just sort of hidden away from the world. Oh, ooh, pheasants up ahead. I hope the camera's picking them up. Ooh, pheasant flew overhead. Oh, another one. There's some in the treetops. Lovely. Here we have the main bed of the Winterbourne. So called because it sort of only flows in the winter time. Come the summertime it's, well, as you can see, dry. We're in the little hamlet of Winterbourne Muston. There's about a dozen or so roughly settlements in the Dorset area that take their name after Winterbourne. So the first part of the name Winterbourne, or because they straddle the sort of the Winterbourne stream river. Some are villages, some like Winterbourne Muston, just little hamlets. At least one of them now is a deserted village. Can't offhand remember which one it is, but all that's left of it is about one wall of the church standing all alone in the field. At some point I'm gonna do a video on all the different Winterbournes. So I just walked up that road from the Winterbourne Muston, and it connects here with the course of an old Roman road. As you can see, not a modern day road now, but St Edward's Way goes up, carries on to the right here a bit. Up in that direction, old Roman road would have carried on to Bradbury Rings area. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go left here to Winterbourne Kingston. I'm going to stop there, go there and stop for a bit of lunch, and then sort of come back this way and carry on walking. Now, with regard to St Edward's Way, on I think the Shaftesbury Abbey website, they've got a section about St Edward's Way, and what's been done is it has been split into 3 sections. Now the first section runs from like Wareham as far as Winterbourne Kingston. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to flip you around a sec. Right, there you go. Yeah, so the first section runs from Wareham to Winterbourne Kingston. So if you're doing it over a 3-day stage, like I said, this is where you'd be coming along to finish your day. Second section is Winterbourne Kingston to Shillingstone area, and then third day Shillingstone to Shaftesbury. Well, what I'm doing is I'm doing it over 2 days, so I'm not going to end my day here. Just going to stop here for a spot of lunch and then carry on walking. I'm going to get as far as I can by end of day, see how far I get, and wherever I get to, camp up. And obviously tomorrow sort of carry on walking from wherever I stop tonight into Shaftesbury. Just had a nice little lunch break at Winterbourne Kingston Church. Not a bad little place for a stop. Like I said, nice and quiet around here. Must admit, as I've been walking along these lanes and that, they do feel like they're somehow a kind of a link to the past. a link to the people that have gone before us. I mean, in its own little way, lanes like this just goes to show how sort of mankind shapes the environment around him. I mean, back when this particular lane would have been in sort of more regular use, sort of by people going about their daily business, can't help but wonder what life would have been like by then, what the countryside would have looked like. I mean, would the fields around here have been as large as they are, or would they have been smaller? That kind of thing, or would it have just been just open, empty, unused countryside? Certainly gets me thinking and wondering. All mushrooms are edible, some only once. No, I ain't going to eat that because I don't know if it's poisonous or not. But it does half look like quite a nice mushroom. Very beautiful one. And over here, oh, a couple more. Just some of the lovely little things you notice when you're out in the countryside. While I'm going from walking in open countryside back to little green lanes, there is a footpath down there, but that's not the one that I'll be following. Instead, St Edward's Way comes along this one. Another one of these little lanes between fields. They are so enjoyable. Very nice indeed. Now, I've no idea what the countryside would have looked like 1040 odd years ago, back in 979 AD, when King Edward's body was moved from Wareham to Shaftesbury. But I can kind of imagine it would be like sort of quite wooded, a bit like this area. I can just imagine the people who moved his body sort of bringing it along trackways like this. Obviously it's impossible to know exactly which route they took to from between the two. So I mean, I don't know if there's any historical records that give some kind of an indication of the route they took. I don't know, but I mean, I reckon there's a certain amount of speculation as to what route they took. So I very much doubt that the route I'm walking at the moment is the exact same route they took. I'd be very, very surprised if it is. But I can easily imagine that the route they did take would be it looked very similar to the route I'm taking now. So yeah, I can easily imagine the body being brought along a route like this, and which I don't know, just because I can easily imagine the route being a bit like this, just brings out a special feeling of connection, if that makes sense. Possibly not, I don't know, but yeah. Hello, horsey. And another one. Hello, how you two doing? You alright? Gorgeous animals, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Yeah. Good to see you. That deer just came bounding out of the hedge in front of me and into the field. Look at him, just a beautiful creature. Oh, zoomed a bit too far, right? Yeah, but he just came bounding out of that hedgerow in front of me, straight across out into the field. But there we go. There's one deer by the hedgerow, one just out in the field. The one by the hedgerow just spotted me. I'm not going to move too quick. I'm going to go nice and slow. That looks like a baby deer. Just gone back into the hedgerow. That just went out in that field, see? He's looking around a bit. I don't know if it spotted me. I think it spotted me now. I'm not going to move too quick. Oh, there he goes, yeah. Excellent. Running. I'm just going to stand still. Don't want to spook him too much. There, he's gone into the hedgerow now. Bit of a shot of the Stour Valley. Tractor there in the distance, working away. I'll tell you something, I've been really blessed with the weather today. Really, I mean, look at those lovely blue sky in the clouds, white clouds, fluffy white clouds. I mean, was it a couple of weeks or so ago, absolute torrential rain pretty much every single day. I mean, today, lovely, absolutely beautiful weather. I've been really spoilt rotten. Here I am at another of the Winterbournes, this time Winterbourne Stickland, a little village green area. Just over there's the church, so I'm going to go over there, see if there's a tap, water, fill up my water bottle if possible. Just the walk takes me through the village centre and then off back onto sort of footpaths and all the rest, so get to see a little bit of the village. Now, one thing I forgot to do at Winterbourne Kingston was to check to see if the church had an outside tap, but here at Winterbourne Stickland, around the back of the church is a tap, so if your water bottle's getting a bit low on water, you can always, and you're in Winterbourne Stickland, you can always top up at the church. It's quite a nice little church as well. Rooks over there above the trees making a bit of a noise. Good old noisy birds. It's quite a nice little village. Very quaint looking. That looks like it, that building up there looks like it might have been an old Methodist chapel or something like that. Oh, car coming. They're probably thinking, what's he doing with his camera out like that? Oh, pub that. Oh, there be Winterbourne Stickland just down there in the bottom of the hill in the valley. Just got to the top of a hill. Soon be making my way into some woodlands. So, some really nice views here. Glorious. As you can see, I'm in some woodlands here. I've stopped for the night now. I'm not too far away from Winterbourne Stickland. I'm not gonna bother putting my tent up, I don't think. I'm just gonna sleep in my sleeping bag. So it's a good thing it's a 3-season sleeping bag and keep me nice and warm. Like I said, I just can't be bothered putting my tent up. Well, now what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna do one video, I'm gonna do 2 videos for my trip. So this is going to be the end of one video for today's bit of walking, and I'm going to do a separate video for tomorrow's walking, so rather than one big long one. So that's it for today's walk and this first video. Hope you've enjoyed watching so far, and so I come back to watch the second video for the rest of the walking. So, and like, feel free to comment and all the rest and everything else, guys. And in the meantime, the usual, stay safe, take care, and God bless.